Get ready for The Splash Live, Greater West Bloomfield's dedicated update show. Events, businesses, and people. Anything and anyone causing a ripple in the community. And now, let's dive in to The Splash Live.
Village. The Splash Live is Greater West Bloomfield's daily TV and radio streaming show. You can watch us live Monday through Friday from 9:30 to 10 a.m. on Civic Center TV. Also watch us on Comcast Channel 15, AT&T Channel 99, on the web at civiccentertv.com, on Civic Center TV's Facebook app, and you can even listen live on 89.3 Lakes FM. The Splash Live is part of Civic Center TV and Lakes FM's 90 minutes of live local programming. Today we can expect a fairly perfect day with temperatures rising into the low 80s and partial sunshine. A wonderful way to kick off into the weekend. Unfortunately, tomorrow's forecast considers a few stray afternoon and evening thunderstorms with increased humidity. If you're attending the Woodward Dream Cruise, I advise to remember your rain gear. Temperatures will be slightly lower on Sunday, but still in the high 70s. Humidity and thunderstorms are expected throughout the day Sunday as well. According to the Oakland Press, E. coli cases have recently increased in Oakland County after the Michigan Department of Health and Human Services received reports of 98 cases of the infection compared to the 20 they received last year. The best way to prevent an E. coli outbreak is to practice good hand washing and proper food handling. If symptoms of E. coli appear, it is smart to consult a doctor, especially if they are severe. On a brighter note, the Kego Harbor Block Party is tonight, August 19th from 5:30 to 8:30 p.m. Come join the many vendors, food trucks, live bands, and 50-50 raffle at Rose Sorter Park. We had the chance to talk to a couple members of the band Soundstation the other day. They are going to be playing at the Kego Harbor Block Party, and they sound amazing, so you should definitely go check them out. Don't forget to head over to the Woodward Dream Cruise this weekend. With thousands of classic cars and great people, the Dream Cruise is ready to take on its crowd. Our very own reporter, Dave Scott, actually had the chance to record a bit before the weekend chaos begins. Let's take a look at what he has to say.
Hey, thanks, Ursula. Dave Scott here at the Woodward Dream Cruise right on Woodward, where tomorrow it's going to be crazy, pretty crazy already here early today. But tomorrow, everybody will be out for the annual get-together, the biggest automotive event. I think I could say that here in Metro Detroit, as Woodward will be packed with cars from the 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, and probably back even a lot further than that. This town, an automotive event like this, where you actually get the car out of your garage that you've been working on all year, for many people for several years, you actually get it out, drive it up and down Woodward for everybody else to see. It's the big day. It's the Super Bowl. It's the Grand Prix. It's the World Series for all the people here at Metro Detroit who love their cars. So don't forget, Woodward Dream Cruise going on this weekend. If you got to drive around the Birmingham, Royal Oak, Pontiac area, be aware traffic's going to be a little bit crazy. But get out and enjoy Woodward Dream Cruise. Have fun this weekend from Woodward in Birmingham. I'm Dave Scott. Back to you, Ursula.
Thanks, Dave. It's going to be a wonderful weekend. Also, don't forget to stay safe and hydrated while you're out there. We're going to take a quick break, and when we get back, we will be joined by Dr. Melanie Schwartz, West Bloomfield Youth Assistance Board member.
We'll be right back with The Splash Live.
I'm feeling good.
Let's savor these moments, made possible by the COVID-19 vaccine. Keep the dining out going by keeping yourself protected and your COVID-19 vaccines up to date. In the face of COVID-19, COVID-19, staying healthy is important. And now the same is true as we face the flu. Influenza has the potential to infect millions, putting lives and the healthcare system at risk. Fortunately, it's easy to protect yourself. The flu vaccine is safe and effective, and with COVID-19 still spreading, it's essential. To see how you can hit this virus head-on, visit michigan.gov/flu.
Connect with local leaders, philanthropists, and more. The Greater West Bloomfield Chamber of Commerce presents the 2022 Leadership Breakfast. Join the Chamber for a morning of insight with guest speaker Laura Graneman, with the whole event emceed by Fox 2 News anchor Roop Raj. Join your local businesses at the Wabeat Country Club September 13th at 8:30 a.m. Order your tickets by September 6th at westbloomfieldchamber.com/breakfast. We'll see you there. And now, back to the Splash, live.
Welcome back to the Splash Live. I'm Ursula Krause. We're joined now by West Bloomfield Youth Assistance Board member, Dr. Melanie Schwartz, to talk about the upcoming West Bloomfield Youth Assistance Food Truck Rally. Dr. Schwartz, it's great to have you on the show today. Dr. Schwartz, are you there?
Now I can hear you.
All right, perfect. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Yes. Thank you for having me.
Of course. So the first question I have for you is, can you give us a little bit of a background on what the West Bloomfield Youth Assistance does for the community?
Of course. So we're a nonprofit organization. There's youth assistance across Oakland County. So there's one in Farmington, in Birmingham, Bloomfield Hills, across the board, Lakes area. So what we do is we're a programming there to help youth, to provide educational programming for kids and adults. We have caseworking services to help at-risk youth that the community decides needs services. We have a mentoring program. We do these different programming events like the food truck rally that we're about to have. So we're there basically to assist youth and families in the community.
So I understand the food truck rally has actually been put on hold for the past 2 years because of COVID. How does it feel that it's finally happening again?
You know, every year we've talked about doing it and we've had to postpone. So it's great that we've finally been able to figure it out, because it's been disappointing that we haven't been able to, because we had such a great turnout and such a great experience the first time we did it. So it's great that we're able to pull it together this time with the help of other youth assistances this year, which we have not done before.
What other youth assistances are you talking about?
We are bringing in Farmington and Birmingham and Bloomfield Hills to help us with this one, whereas before we've done it on our own. So this will be a new experience for us, but we're excited to have everyone join us.
So what exactly do the proceeds from this event go to?
They go to our programming and, so this year it'll be a little different because the proceeds will go to the different youth assistances as well, not just ours. But we provide different programming throughout the year. Additionally, like this last year, what we've done is we've contributed to the therapy dog that West Bloomfield is bringing in, that they're going to home at the new middle school. So we help basically the schools in whatever way that they need. If we determine that there's a need, we'll provide financial assistance to them for their needs so that we can help the community as well.
So can you talk a little bit about what food trucks are going to be there and what we can expect to see?
Yes,
beverage-wise,
I have a list here. I got to look at my list, but I do have a list. So we have so far, and we're still adding, Buffy's Mexican Grill, Cinnabon Food Truck, Detroit House of Mac, Egg Pizza, Heavenly Chicken and Waffles, Hello Marla, Love Froyo Ice Cream, Pizza Pazza, Real Taco Express, the D Loft Cafe, the Grilled Wrap, the Crepe Cart, the West Bloomfield Youth Assistance Coney Food Truck, Tres Leches and Snacks, Tacos, Sunnies, Hamburgers, Food Truck, Vegged Out and Big Bow Grill. That's who we have so far. And in addition to that, we also have live music and entertainment. We have a beer and wine tent. We also have activities for the kids. We have bounce houses and things like that.
Sounds like a lot of fun. What do you think makes this event so successful? Like, what do you hope the people in the community, in the West Bloomfield community, get from this event?
Well, people definitely like food trucks in this area. They love them. So it's been a success because of that. But I think, number one, where we hold it at the Orchard Lake Mall, which is a great location. So it's very accessible to a lot of people. The hours that we hold it are great for adults and kids. We have it from 4 to 8 o'clock. It's next Friday from 4 to 8 p.m. And people really enjoy it. We had an amazing turnout the last time we did it, and we expect the same this year because there's something for everybody. It's not just one certain group, it's for everybody, and people want to help the youth in the area. So people come and they join in, and we've got nothing but great feedback about it before.
How much planning goes into an event like this? Is it kind of like a really long-term type thing?
Yes. It takes a long time. A lot of meetings, a lot of reaching out to the community. We have a great team that works together and has pulled it together. But it's months and months in the planning stages. Last time we had done it in June, and we moved it to August this time because we did need more time to plan. So we've learned and we've adjusted, and we're going to see how it goes in August, but I think it's going to be just as successful as it was the first time.
What different steps did you have to take during the pandemic that made it a little bit harder to plan than usual?
For the food truck rally, we just kept deciding to put it off. Everything has been virtual. Even just our youth assistance in general has been virtual, whereas previously it was completely in person. All of our meetings, all of our caseworker services, everything has been virtual. So we actually have not met in person. I actually haven't seen our board in a couple of years, which is very strange in person. So everything has been done completely virtually this time. But it will come together. It will be as great as it was the first time. And we've adjusted, and hopefully, our meetings can be in person again shortly. But, it's almost been easier to do it virtually because it's easier for everyone's scheduling.
So I know you said earlier that the event takes place at the Orchard Lake Mall. Can you explain the partnership you have with them that they allow you to do this there?
We've worked closely with them in the past, and they've been very happy with what we have done. So they were very accepting of us doing this again and working with the different businesses that are in Orchard Mall. And everyone has been great about it. And, everybody takes part in it, and they have welcomed us. So we are going to do it again.
So if I'm not a West Bloomfield member, is the cost different to get in?
No, it is the same across the board. We're asking for a $5 donation. You can pre-register on our website. You can go to wbyouthassistance.org and find Food Truck Rally. It's right on the main page, and you can register there or same day. But that is all that we request per family.
Is there anything else you want to add before we go? We're kind of wrapping up on time today.
Sure. No, we're very excited about it. We look forward to seeing everybody there and joining us and enjoying the great food from the food trucks that we're getting, in the great entertainment and everything else that we're going to have there. So we're looking forward to seeing everybody.
Well, it definitely sounds like a great event. Thank you so much, Melanie, for taking the time to speak with us today. I look forward to hearing more about the food truck rally next week.
Great. Thank you so much.
We're going to take another short break, and when we come back, we will hear from Suzanne Levine, Executive Director of the Greater West Bloomfield Chamber of Commerce.
We'll be right back with The Splash Live.
Can I ask you a question? Why do you want to get the COVID-19 vaccine?
I don't like getting sick. The virus will die. It will be easy to not catch it. Keep my family safe and keep playing soccer. Because I love being vaccinated.
What's your hope for everyone?
I hope everybody gets the vaccine to keep safe and strong. Be like happy, having fun everywhere. Everyone stay safe and hope you get the vaccine.
I'm feeling good.
Let's savor these moments. Made possible by the COVID-19 vaccine. Keep the dining out going by keeping yourself protected and your COVID-19 vaccines up to date. In the face of COVID-19, staying healthy is important. And now the same is true as we face the flu. Influenza has the potential to infect millions, putting lives and the healthcare system at risk. Fortunately, it's easy to protect yourself. The flu vaccine is safe and effective, and with COVID-19 still spreading, it's essential. To see how you can hit this virus head-on, visit michigan.gov/flu.
Connect with local leaders, philanthropists, and more. The Greater West Bloomfield Chamber of Commerce presents the 2022 Leadership Breakfast. Join the Chamber for a morning of insight with guest speaker Laura Graneman, with the whole event emceed by Fox 2 News anchor Roop Raj. Join your local businesses at the Wabeat Country Club September 13th at 8:30 a.m. Order your tickets by September 6th at westbloomfieldchamber.com/breakfast. We'll see you there. And now, back to The Splash, live.
Welcome back to the Splash Live. I'm Ursula Krause. We're joined now by Suzanne Levine, the Executive Director of the Greater West Bloomfield Chamber of Commerce. Thank you so much for joining us today, Suzanne.
Thank you, Ursula. Hope you're having a good morning.
It's a wonderful morning. Thank you. I hope you're having one as well.
Absolutely. I woke up this morning, so great start.
Perfect. And it's Friday, so it's even better.
Right.
So can you explain a bit about what someone in your position as Executive Director of the Greater West Bloomfield Chamber of Commerce does?
Well, an executive director is the person that is sort of like manages the ship. In my position, since I am the only one that we don't have any other staff, I'm responsible for the budget, the finances, the membership, the events, the website, the social media. I do have some help with the website and the social media, but for the most part, I put the content on there. Basically, I do everything except floors and windows.
So you talked a little bit about being short-staffed. So what are some of the ways that people can find employees, especially with the past couple of years with COVID and the unemployment rates rising?
Well, I think people now have to look outside of the traditional box of employees. Originally, there was a glut of, great help that they could have, but the pandemic kind of showed people that they really didn't like their jobs and didn't want to go back. So I think what they have to do is now look at perhaps some special needs people. I know the Friendship Circle, I know JVS has people that, maybe are non-traditional. Seniors are also a great group to look at because a lot of them are still vibrant. And although they don't want to go back to work full time, they would love to have some part-time jobs and they're loyal and they don't have to rush home to, take care of the kids. And I just heard one of the governors speak about how they're looking to get retired policemen, retired firefighters, retired EMT, retired teachers, people that maybe they don't want a full-time job, but are they're very equipped and they're very skilled to work at other positions. So we really need to start looking outside of our traditional pool.
So Suzanne, can you walk us through how the Greater West Bloomfield Chamber of Commerce connects other businesses through your matchmaking skills?
But one of the things that I love to do is when someone calls the chamber and wants to learn more about us, the first thing I ask is, well, you tell me about your business. Because by learning about what their business does and some of their goals, I can help them strategize about who will be great partners. So one of the ways is that, for example, one of my great stories is we had a local pizza shop join the chamber, and I connected him to all kinds of real estate agents, for example, and said when they sell a house, they should let him know. And if he just delivered even a small or medium pizza to them and said, welcome to the neighborhood, that would be a great way to sort of introduce his business to new, people that move into the neighborhood. The other way is that we have all kinds of networking events, our Cup of Connections, which is the second Friday of every month, where we feature a local business. And I also make sure that when we go to these networking events, that no one is in the corner, because we know that not everyone is outgoing. So I'm sort of like your mother. I make sure that you get to meet people, except I don't get the same eye rolls from the businesses like I do from kids.
How would you say that these businesses have to reinvent the way they run, either not having enough employees or maybe hiring a bunch of new people? I know they have to reinvent the way that they might have planned to run before.
Well, one of the ways they can reinvent is to make sure that they have some sort of social media presence, whether it's Instagram or Facebook or Twitter, whatever it is. They should take pictures of their merchandise if they can get some loyal customers to give a testimonial. Or also, I mentioned this during the pandemic when a lot of the shops were somewhat closed, that if they could offer free delivery to some of the people that bought, to some of the loyal customers. And again, make sure that the customer is happy, because we know that a happy customer is going to do a lot more good, than 100 complaints. One happy customer can undo a lot of bad publicity, and one bad interaction with an employee can ruin your business.
Right. So in regards to social media presence, in your experience, what would you say is probably the best platform to do this on?
Well, we know that the younger generation definitely is TikTok, and the older generation seems to gravitate towards Facebook. So I think you really have to, depending on your audience, I think you have to have a multi-pronged social media campaign and, try all of them and see which one yields the biggest results. And of course, being interviewed on Civic Center TV's The Splash gives them a lot more coverage than they could ever imagine, because I've noticed that even if you Google certain people's names, their interview comes up. So that is a great free way of, businesses to get the word out, because they can definitely promote their business better than I can. I can make sure they make the right connections, but they know all about, what makes their operation tick.
Right. Yeah, it definitely helps to be able to Google something and have everything pop up. It's the magic of the internet today.
Absolutely.
So how important is giving back to the community in this area?
It's really important. I think that, during the pandemic, people were a lot more grateful. And I've noticed that there's been kind of a reversion back to, taking care of myself, taking care of me, which is also important. But that's why one of our speakers, our great signature leadership breakfast this year, we have the Vice President of Rocket Community Fund, Laura Graneman. And she's also the executive director of Gilbert Family Foundation. And they have this incredible mission of trying to make sure that the people of Detroit are fed, housed, and digitally connected. And whether we like it or not, even if it's from a selfish perspective, we are all connected. So if the people of a community are unhappy or are poor or are hungry, it's gonna reverberate into the suburbs. There are no safe havens anymore. So even from a selfish perspective, we really need to care about helping other people. And I think when you uplift someone else up, it is so much more gratifying than, buying yourself a new dress or a piece of jewelry. It's really so uplifting to know that you helped someone, fish for life, as opposed to just giving them a fish for a day.
Right. So do you think there are places in West Bloomfield that might need a little more help than others in the area?
Absolutely. And I know that we have a couple local organizations, Open Door Outreach, which actually has a ribbon cutting August 30th at 9 o'clock. You can go to our website, westbloomfieldchamber.com, to find out more about it. But they give not only their food pantry, but they also help with they have a little store where people can get things. There's no questions asked. And we also have hospitality food pantry, which also does the same thing. They give food, they give job training, they give cars. So we have these great organizations right in our backyard that want to help people. And also JVS, I believe they changed the name to Geyser, and they help people with job training. So we have a lot of organizations, and you can find them on our website, or they can contact me to find out if they are in need. And I know sometimes people are embarrassed, but I think the pandemic has shown us that no one is safe, from, having their business go or their health. So there's a lot of organizations that can help them get back on their feet.
Right. So, Suzanne, we have about a minute and a half left. Is there anything else you want to cover before we go today? Maybe any events coming up or anything that can help a little more?
I think our leadership, September 13th, our leadership breakfast with, as I mentioned, Vice President Laura Graneman of Rocket Community Fund is going to be a fabulous event. My good friend Roop Raj is the MC. It's September 13th. People need to register and pay by September 6th. And this is a great event that we have every year. Last year we had Casey Crane of Crane Communications. So we always try to find a leader in our community. It's a great networking event. And there's lots of opportunities to meet local leaders that people, the average person, might not be able to get to connect and maybe talk about their business or learn more about how they can increase their profitability.
Could you repeat one more time what your website is, just for our viewers to be able to look that up?
Absolutely. It's westbloomfieldchamber.com, or they can contact me at 248-626-3636 or wbloomfieldchamber@gmail.com. And even if you're not a chamber member, I'm always happy to, speak to you and try to give you some direction.
Well, thank you so much, Suzanne. We always appreciate having you on our show.
Thank you, Ursula. It was really great speaking with you, and you did a fabulous job today.
Well, thank you. It's always a pleasure. So that is all the time we have for today. I'm Ursula Krause, and thank you for watching The Splash Live, Greater West Bloomfield's very own TV, radio, and streaming show. We hope you have an amazing weekend. We'll see you next week.